Hey, when are you coming back here? The ceremony is still going on, so hurry up. You're taking way too long just to change and get ready. Seriously, what's the holdup?
I didn't retreat to the back just because of you. Your friends pushed me from behind and I ended up falling into the pool. How was that my fault?
Come on, you can't be that mad just because you got pushed into the pool. It's a celebration after all. If the bride is angry, it ruins the whole vibe. It was just a prank by my friends, so get back here quickly so we can continue the ceremony.
The fact that the bride fell into the pool already ruined it. Just saying it was a prank doesn't make it sound any better. Anyone with half a brain would understand that a prank that makes someone unhappy is just a cruel joke. Even if it was really meant to be a prank, I still think your friends should be considering the consequences before going through with it.
What, are you insulting my friends now? A woman who meddles in her husband's friendships like that is already failing as a wife. It's not too late to change that rotten attitude of yours, you know. No wonder at nearly 30, no one else wants to marry you. I mean, I'm a guy, and being single until 30 is no big deal. But you being a woman and still being single at this age? That's probably because of your personality.
Is that really what you want to say to someone you're about to marry? That is incredibly rude.
We're about to be family, so there's no need for formalities. Besides, if the wedding ends up being a disaster, it'll feel like my friends are the ones to blame for it, and I really don't want that. So please, hurry back. I'm busy making sure the guests are taken care of over here.
Why are you acting like this is just someone else's problem? You don't understand. I feel embarrassed and upset. I am standing here in a wet dress, and this is supposed to be one of the happiest days of my life. Now I'm just angry. I can't believe your friends would do something like that.
I understand that, but you've got to let it go. You know, this was supposed to be a day to celebrate our love and commitment. I know it's not what you expected, but if we can't laugh about it, then what are we even doing here?
Are you seriously asking me to laugh about this? You think it's easy for me to forget that I fell into a pool during my wedding? I am soaking wet. I can't just shake it off and like it's no big deal.
Look, I get it. It's not easy to take, but you can't stay mad at your friends forever, right? They didn't mean any harm. They just thought it would be funny. They love you and they love seeing you happy.
But this is my wedding. This is supposed to be perfect. Now I just feel like a joke, and that's not what I wanted.
I know, but you can't let this ruin everything. Let's get back out there and enjoy the rest of our day. We'll look back at this and laugh about it someday, I promise.
You think it's that simple? It's not just about enjoying the day anymore. This is about the memories we're creating, and right now, all I can think about is how humiliated I feel. Valerie? Oh, where are you right now? Are you in the bridal changing room? Mom, I don't want to go back to the venue anymore. Why do I have to go through something like this on such a joyous day? What happened exactly? From what I saw, it looked like you suddenly fell towards the pool. I would never do something like that. I was pushed suddenly from behind. That's why I fell into the pool. Now my dress and everything else are ruined. I feel so sorry for the people at the venue. So, someone deliberately pushed you into the pool? Who would do such a thing? It was one of Scott's friends. When I fell into the pool, he was pointing at me and laughing. Scott even admitted it. I thought today's ceremony would be a wonderful memory, but I can't believe this. More than anything, it hurts even more that instead of getting angry, Scott is defending his friend over this. What did you say? What is Scott saying about this? He said it was just a prank and that I should come back quickly. There's no such thing as a prank where the bride gets pushed into a pool during the ceremony. This is a serious issue that cannot be ignored. What are you planning to do? I'm going to gather the relatives who have come and discuss this. You probably don't intend to return to the venue anymore, right? Yeah, honestly, I don't want to go back. I don't want to pay extra for the rental of a dress over something so ridiculous, and honestly, I'm not in the mood to smile next to Scott right now. Well, that's completely understandable that you feel that way. Don't worry, I'll handle everything with the others. Thank you, Mom. I just can't believe it. I thought today was supposed to be one of the happiest days of my life. Now it feels like everything is falling apart. The thought of facing everyone again, especially Scott, feels unbearable. You shouldn't have to bear that alone. Remember, you have family who loves you, and we won't let anyone walk all over you like this. This is your day, and no one has the right to ruin it. But Scott... why would he choose to support his friend over me? I thought he was different. I thought he cared about me. It's frustrating, I know. But you deserve someone who will stand by you, especially in moments like these. You deserve respect and love, not to be a laughingstock. You're right, Mom. I shouldn't have to feel this way, especially not on my wedding day. I was so excited about starting this new chapter in my life, but now everything feels overshadowed by this incident. Exactly. You have every right to be upset and to express that. I will make sure that everyone understands how serious this is. We need to address this right now, and we won't let anyone dismiss your feelings. I just can't believe this is happening. I was so happy just moments ago. All my dreams about this day are now ruined. It's okay to feel disappointed. It's natural to have these feelings, and we get through this together. I'll be by your side, fighting for what's right. Let's make sure that this is addressed properly so that you can find peace again. Thanks, Mom.
Hey, isn't it taking you way too long to come back? Hurry up and restart the ceremony!
First of all, do you know how much time it takes to change a bride's dress? How can you not understand that? We got to the venue hours in advance today to prepare for everything. And now my dress and hair are soaking wet. I have to redo my makeup, and you think I can just come back like this right away?
If the venue staff works hard, they can manage somehow. I don't even mind a light makeup look. Besides, at least tell me how many more minutes it'll take for you to return. Some of the guests have started to get suspicious. For the sake of my honor, come back quickly!
My family and I have already left.
What?
So I'm saying that all of my relatives, including myself, have already gone home. If you want to restart the ceremony, feel free to do so. Well, that is if you don't mind doing it without me.
What the hell are you doing? Get back here right now! Everyone came here today to celebrate our wedding. Are you really going to disregard those feelings?
Who's disregarding whose feelings here? I was really looking forward to today's ceremony. It's you who ruined it. Honestly, if you didn't even notice that my relatives all left, it just shows that you never really cared about me from the start.
This is why women who get emotional so quickly are such a hassle. Listen, you criticized the surprise that was meant to celebrate us, and now you've completely ditched the wedding? If everyone thinks I have such an unreasonable wife, it's gonna be a pain for me later, so hurry up and come back.
I absolutely refuse to return.
Oh, is that so? Just say whatever you want. The responsibility for today's ceremony lies entirely on you for throwing a tantrum.
You just don't get it, do you? I can't believe you would rather ruin everything than acknowledge the fact that I'm upset. This was supposed to be our special day, and now it feels like you only care about saving face in front of your friends. It's not just about you. It's about both of us and what we wanted for our wedding day. I didn't plan for any of this to happen. I thought we were in this together.
Yeah, but you seem to have forgotten that this day is about us. You made it all about you the moment you let yourself fall into that pool and then decided to leave.
This is ridiculous. You're acting like a child. Why can't you see how your actions have consequences? My relatives leaving is a huge deal, and yet you treat it like a minor inconvenience. You want to talk about consequences? Let's talk about how you embarrassed me in front of everyone. You want to act like it's okay to push me into a pool during our wedding? That is unforgivable.
I'm not the one who needs to reconsider. You need to reflect on how you've acted throughout this entire ordeal. Everyone is waiting, and you're making this about your feelings instead of our marriage.
And you're making it seem like I'm the one at fault? I refuse to take the blame for this. You have to understand that this is about how I feel as well. You can't just dismiss my feelings like they're nothing.
Fine, stay there and sulk. Just know that when you look back on this day, you'll realize how ridiculous you were being. I won't be waiting around for you to decide to come back. I really didn't think you'd actually go home. You just left all the cleanup from the ceremony to me. Because you didn't come back, I ended up doing everything myself. Now everyone knows that I have a wife who can't even stand up for her husband. How embarrassing is that?
You're the one who's ruined the ceremony, so it's only natural that I'm upset. I don't think you have the right to be angry at me for this. Seriously, how could you do something like that?
A wife is supposed to quietly obey her husband. There was no need for you to leave. You could have just changed and gotten ready quickly. It's not that complicated, you know?
It's not that simple. First of all, I don't understand why you had to push me into the pool. There were definitely other ways to surprise me. You didn't think that through at all. When I fell into the pool and panicked, you and your friends were laughing, weren't you? Let me remind you that you were the only ones laughing at the moment. Everyone else was frozen and panicking. It wasn't a joke to them. It was just awkward and uncomfortable. Don't you realize how messed up your sense of humor is?
Well, come on, seeing you soaked and dripping was pretty hilarious. I couldn't help but laugh a little. I mean, who wouldn't find that funny in a way? But still, it was uncalled for.
Honestly, I can't trust you anymore. I just don't feel like I can be married to someone like you after this. You don't take anything seriously. I've already made up my mind about this, so I'll say it again. I went to the city hall earlier and got the divorce paperwork.
What? What are you doing on your wedding day? Even if it's a joke, it's not funny at all. It's incredibly rude.
That's all my line. I don't want to become family with someone who doesn't protect me and instead mocks me. If that's the case, I'd rather file for divorce than be tied to you. I don't want to be associated with someone who thinks it's okay to humiliate me like that. I left the filled out divorce form in the mailbox at home, so please sign it and submit it to the city hall as soon as possible. This is serious.
Are you kidding me? What do you think people are gonna say if you do that? Imagine the rumors that would spread about how I was left at the altar and ended up divorced right after the ceremony. People will start to speculate about what really happened. How do you think that will make me look?
Even now, you're just worried about yourself, huh? Why couldn't you have realized this before we got married? This is unbelievable.
Because I was cleverly hiding it from you, of course. Marrying you was beneficial for me too, you know. I never thought you'd suddenly say you wanted a divorce and betray me like this. It's not like I was asking for much.
Who's betraying whom here? I'm not going to change my mind no matter what. You don't get to decide this for me.
Duh, typical of a woman who's run out of time, always so stubborn and complicated. Stop sulking over stupid things and just come back here. You need to understand that this is about more than just a silly prank.
Divorce is already a done deal. This isn't just my decision, it's something my entire family agreed on. You have no idea how serious this is for me. So your resistance alone won't change anything. You can't just brush it off like it doesn't matter.
If that's the case, then I shouldn't even be talking to you. I'll just go to your mother directly. I'll explain everything to her and let her know how unreasonable you're being.
I think that would be pointless, though. You can try, but she might just agree with me.
Keep talking? You think you can just throw me aside like this? You think I won't stand up for myself? You don't know me at all. You're making this so much harder than it needs to be. If you just come back and talk this through, we could probably find a solution. But no, you'd rather just run away.
Running away is exactly what you made me do. I didn't want to leave, but your actions left me with no choice. You could have respected me, but instead you chose to humiliate me in front of everyone.
Fine! If that's how you feel, then maybe we were never meant to be. Maybe this was just a mistake from the start. It's clear we don't understand each other at all.
You're right. Seems like we've never understood each other. I've tried so hard to make this work, but all you do is laugh at my expense. I can't live like this.
Celia! I've heard what's been going on. Why are you trying to push for our divorce? Honestly, this whole situation seems like nothing more than a trivial prank.
I understand that from Scott's perspective it might seem like a mere joke, but it's clear that he hasn't considered Valerie's feelings at all. I cannot allow my precious daughter to be involved with someone like that.
My friend is genuinely remorseful about this. The incident at the pool was meant to be a surprise prank, nothing more. It's only Valerie and you who are making such a big deal out of it. Surely this isn't something worth getting a divorce over.
It's our place to make that judgment. After all, you all are the ones who caused this situation. You need to accept our decision.
Oh, come on now. This is just a bit too much, don't you think? How old is your daughter now? She's already 30. She's not a little child anymore, and I think your overprotectiveness has contributed to her being so spoiled.
Enough already. Valerie is hurt, yet you're just laughing it off. Don't treat this lightly. And it's not me who's overprotective, it's your perception that's skewed. After all, the bride fell into the pool. I heard you and your friends were laughing at Valerie while she was in distress. You know that she has a fear of pools and the ocean, don't you?
Yes, that's right. Even when I invited her to the beach multiple times this summer, she never wanted to go.
Do you remember why? Valerie told you clearly what her feelings were, yet you seem to have forgotten.
It's understandable to forget things, isn't it?
When she was a little girl, we went for a family beach day. I turned my back just for a moment, and Valerie got swept away a bit too far. She panicked and almost drowned. It was her father who noticed and rushed to save her. He was a strong swimmer, and we thought she would be okay with him going to help. In the end, Valerie was rescued, but her father wasn't so lucky. After that tragic incident, Valerie developed a deep-seated trauma regarding the ocean and large bodies of water.
I remember that story now.
I can't believe you forgot until now. Valerie mustered the courage to tell you about her fear. I reminded you during the wedding greetings, didn't I? I specifically asked you to take care of my daughter, yet when you saw Valerie fall into the pool, what did you do? I can't trust you with her anymore. It's only natural that we cancel the wedding. And you should be prepared for the fact that there won't be a position for you at the company after your break.
Wait, what? What do you mean by that?
You're not even an employee at a company run by my family, remember? You met Valerie through an introduction from us.
Yes, I remember that part, but when we were introduced, you said it wasn't a forced march. So I thought this marriage wouldn't affect my job too much. Yet now, just because the engagement is off, you're telling me I'll lose my job? That feels like a scam.
Well, you're quite adept at twisting things to suit your convenience, aren't you? It's true, it wasn't a forced marriage. However, the reason you might lose your job isn't because of the divorce. It's because of your lack of character in turning the woman who is supposed to be your wife into a laughingstock instead of protecting her. That's what I meant. Honestly, I completely agree with that sentiment. Having someone like you as an employee would inevitably lead to issues down the line.
What? You're kidding me! What am I supposed to do about my life now?
I don't know, and frankly, I don't care. You made this mess yourself.
Can't you convince them to change their minds?
Why on earth would I advocate for a man who mocked my beloved daughter? I'd never do such a thing, even if the world turned upside down. I strongly suggest you start looking for another job soon.
Damn it! Seriously, I got fired! Your family is incredibly insidious! Because of you, all my hard work has gone down the drain!
Ultimately, you chose to prioritize the fun of the moment over me, someone who was supposed to be family. You know, it's not just about this single incident, it's about everything that's led to this moment. You've made it clear that your friend's enjoyment is more important than my feelings. How do you expect me to react to that?
Are you sulking just because I haven't apologized yet? You can't honestly believe this is about an apology, can you?
Do you still not understand that this is way beyond sulking? I thought you were more mature than this.
If you say you're disappointed, well, I feel the same way. You've been blaming me for falling into the pool non-stop. Why can't you think about someone else for a change? It's like you've completely ignored the impact your actions have on me.
I don't get it. Who else am I supposed to care about other than you? You act like I'm the only one who has feelings in this situation.
My friend who pushed you into the pool. Don't you think he might feel guilty about our divorce being his fault? That guy was a major part of this, and you're just brushing it off like it's nothing.
Huh? Why should I care about the person who caused this? I was the one who fell into the pool and panicked. I almost drowned. The real concern should be for me, not him.
Oh, come on. You were hilarious when you panicked. I can't stop laughing just thinking about how frantic you looked, splashing around like that. I mean, seriously, it was a ridiculous situation.
How can you say something so awful? You know, I didn't even want to have the ceremony at a venue with a pool, right? But you insisted on this location. I wondered why you were so adamant about it, but I never imagined you would plan something like this. Feels like you set me up for failure. You have no idea what kind of pain I went through after that water incident. I spent every day crying, thinking it was my fault that my father died. It wasn't until I became a college student that I could finally soak in a bathtub. Until then, I couldn't even be in water deeper than my chest, and even now, I sometimes have flashbacks to that moment. I told you all of this, but you don't seem to care.
Well, I just forgot. Can you really blame me for forgetting something from the past?
Even if you really did forget, that means my sincerity when I opened up to you didn't reach you at all. I poured my heart out, thinking you would understand, but you just brushed it off. I don't even want to be with you anymore, and I don't want to see your face again. Why don't you go hang out with your friend instead?
What What's with this sudden change? That guy is just a friend. What do you mean by hang out with her? You can't honestly think I have feelings for her.
Trying to brush it off won't help. I've done my research since then. I thought it was weird how close you two were for just being friends. I started noticing little things that added up, and when I looked into it further, I hit the jackpot. You're having an affair with that girl, aren't you? It's so obvious now.
You did some digging. Did you hire a private investigator or something? What do you think you're doing, invading my privacy like this? You're acting like a crazy person.
The fact that you're panicking only proves that you have some guilty conscience. After all, it's only been a few days since our wedding, and that's more than enough time to gather evidence. What kind of evidence do you think I found?
Evidence? Are you serious? You've got to be joking. This is ridiculous. We're getting a divorce, right? That means there won't be any cheating involved. I thought you understood that.
Are you an idiot? We haven't filed for divorce yet, so we're still married. Any infidelity that happens during that time can be legally proven as cheating. Plus, you have 3 years from when you find out to file a claim for infidelity. It's not too late to pursue this, and I plan to.
Damn it! If I lose my job and get hit with an alimony claim, I won't have any money left to live on! Do you have any idea what that would do to my life?
I'm not concerned about that. You brought this on yourself.
Don't say something so cold. We once tried to get married after all. And that incident at the pool was something that guy did on his own. It has nothing to do with me. How can you blame me for his actions?
I've said this many times already, but once you were laughing with him, it was all over. You didn't even try to defend me. It's too late now, but maybe you should rethink that rotten attitude of yours. You can't just laugh it off and expect me to forget everything.
Valerie, please don't abandon me. If you really don't want to get back together, could you at least drop the alimony claim? Or maybe help me find a new job. I'll do anything. Just please don't leave me like this.
I refuse. This is not negotiable. Please communicate through my lawyer from now on. Goodbye.
What? Valerie, what am I supposed to do now? You can't just leave me hanging like this. What about all the promises we made to each other? We were supposed to face everything together.
I am done. I can't keep putting myself through this. You made your choices, and now you have to face the consequences. Goodbye.
Valerie, please, you have to help me. I don't know how I'm gonna get through this. I've lost my job, my marriage, everything.
Did the divorce go through without any issues? Congratulations, that's such a big step, and I'm so proud of you. Although I must say, there was quite a bit of back and forth afterward, wasn't there? I ended up making things pretty complicated for my lawyer. Honestly, I probably gave him more work than he bargained for, and your mother too. I feel like I caused a lot of stress for everyone during that time. It's only natural for me to want to help with something as important as my precious daughter's well-being. Protecting you in place of your father is my duty, and I take that role seriously. I want you to know that I'll always be here for you, no matter what challenges you face. Hearing you say that makes me really happy. I believe my father is surely looking down from heaven, praising you right now. He'd say, well done. I know that if I had been on my own, I would have never had the courage to stop the wedding and walk away. It was because I had you by my side that I was able to make the decision to go through with the divorce. Without your support, I might still be stuck in a situation that didn't make me happy. I truly appreciate everything you've done for me. As long as you're smiling, that's all I need. Your happiness means everything to me. I just want to see you thrive and be joyful in your life, free from any pain or negativity that might have held you back. So how about we go to a cafe together tomorrow? Let's start the day with some laughter and joy. It will be nice spending some quality time together, sipping coffee and talking about everything and anything. I can't wait to see you smile. That sounds wonderful. I would love that. I'm looking forward to it. Scott, who was dismissed from his job, aimed to find re-employment at another company in the same industry. Unfortunately, it seems that the rumors surrounding his termination have spread through his family, making it quite challenging for him to secure a new position. Word travels fast, especially when it involves something as serious as being fired, and it's disheartening to see how quickly people jump to conclusions about someone based on hearsay. This stigma often makes it difficult for individuals to get back on their feet, especially in a field where everyone knows each other. During this challenging time, Scott lived as a freeloader at his girlfriend's place, relying on her for support. This arrangement might have seemed like a temporary solution at first, but it soon turned into a burden for her. Eventually, it appears that he wore out his welcome, and she grew increasingly tired of his dependence. The situation became unbearable for her, leading to her finally kicking him out. This is a classic example of someone overstaying their welcome. It's easy to see how frustrations can build up on both sides over time. It's hard to maintain a relationship when one person feels they're giving much more than they're receiving. As for Scott's friends and relatives, they found a strange amusement in his downfall. Instead of reaching out to offer help or support, they seemed to revel in his misfortunes, laughing at his predicament. This lack of support must have been incredibly disheartening for Scott. It's a harsh reality to face when people you once considered friends or family chose to mock you rather than assist you in your time of need. It can feel very isolating and make it even harder to climb out of that dark place. With no one willing to lend a hand, Scott has found himself in a lonely situation. He currently lives alone in a cheap apartment, struggling to make ends meet by taking on day labor jobs. It's sad to think about how he's fallen from the person he used to be, once full of ambition and confidence, now reduced to scraping together a life from what little he has left. Each day is a struggle as he faces the reality of his choices and the consequences that followed. This constant cycle of working just to pay the bills must be exhausting and demoralizing, making it hard to see a way forward. On the other hand, I've been spending much more time with my mother lately. Our relationship has really deepened as we've both made an effort to connect more. I've started to meet with her regularly, especially during the weekdays. It feels good to have someone to talk to, share experiences with, and just enjoy each other's company. Having that support system is so important, especially during times of personal upheaval. It's like a comforting thought that, unlike Scott, I have someone in my corner. Recently, I received some exciting news from my new supervisor at work. They praised my performance and expressed their appreciation for my hard work. It's always encouraging to hear positive feedback, especially in a professional setting where it can often feel competitive and stressful. Knowing that my efforts are recognized makes a significant difference in my motivation and overall job satisfaction. My supervisor even offered to treat me to dinner as a way to celebrate our successful teamwork. This gesture meant a lot to me, not just because of the dinner itself, but because it reinforced that my contributions are valued. When I shared this news with my mother, her reaction was more enthusiastic than I expected. She was genuinely thrilled to hear about my progress at work and how well I was doing. Her excitement made me feel even more validated, as if my achievements meant something not just to me, but to her as well. It's such a wonderful feeling to have that level of support from family, knowing that they take joy in my successes. I realize now how much I've taken for granted in the past, the little victories that often go unnoticed. Reflecting on everything that has happened, it's clear that Scott and I have taken very different paths in life. While he seems to be struggling to find his footing after a significant fall, I am trying to build something positive in my own life, despite the challenges. It's a reminder that circumstances can change dramatically, and the choices we make play a crucial role in shaping our futures. While Scott is caught in a downward spiral, I'm focusing on personal growth and surrounding myself with people who uplift me. Despite Scott's situation, I can't help but feel a sense of compassion for him. It's easy to mock someone when they're down, but I understand how quickly fortunes can shift. I hope he finds a way to recover and regain his confidence. It might take time, but I believe that people can bounce back from setbacks if they're willing to put in the effort and seek out the right support. It's crucial for him to realize that asking for help is not a sign of weakness, but a step towards recovery. For now, I'll continue to focus on my career and the relationships that are important to me. With my mother by my side, I feel stronger and more motivated to pursue my goals. I'm determined to create a bright future for myself one step at a time. It's encouraging to know that I have someone who believes in me, cheering me on every step of the way.